Are we witnessing the tightest political battle of 2024 already? A new national poll has thrown a curveball, showing Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump in a dead heat. With both candidates going head-to-head, this race is more intense than ever. But what's even more shocking? Trump is calling for Harris to take a cognitive test, while Harris is demanding Trump release his full medical records. This face-off is getting personal, and today we're breaking down everything you need to know. Could this be the election showdown that changes the country's future? Let's dive right into it. So, let's start with the latest poll results that have the entire political world buzzing. According to this new national poll, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are neck and neck. This poll is significant because it's one of the few that show a dead heat, indicating how divided the country truly is as we inch closer to 2024. What does this tight race tell us? It highlights several key factors: the split in public opinion, the weight of undecided voters, and just how crucial each campaign's strategy will be moving forward. Trump has always been a polarizing figure, but Harris faces her own challenges, especially with certain voter demographics that might not be as solidly in her camp as they once were. We'll dive deeper into that in a bit. Now, on to one of the most heated elements of this campaign, Trump's demand for Harris to take a cognitive test. In a fiery move, Trump has been pushing this narrative, claiming that Harris needs to prove her mental fitness for office. We've seen this playbook before when he challenged Joe Biden on similar grounds in 2020, but Harris isn't backing down. Her campaign quickly responded by releasing a detailed letter from her doctor confirming she's in excellent health. But the real question is, why is Trump making this an issue? It's classic Trump, trying to plant doubts in voters' minds about his opponent's capabilities. Harris, on the other hand, is flipping the script by calling for Trump to release his full medical records. This back and forth is more than just about health. It's about trust, transparency, and who appears more fit to lead. But while the health debate rages on, both candidates are focusing heavily on policy. And for Harris, it's all about locking in her base, particularly Black voters. Harris is well aware that while she's popular among Black voters, her support has slipped slightly compared to past Democratic candidates. So, what's her strategy to win them over? She's rolling out a series of bold economic proposals aimed directly at communities of color. Here's what we know about her plan so far. It includes forgivable loans for entrepreneurs, up to $20,000, to help people start businesses, especially those from underrepresented groups. She's also promoting apprenticeships to provide job training and pathways to employment in high-demand industries. And perhaps most notably, she's pushing to legalize recreational marijuana, a policy that resonates strongly with younger voters and Black communities who have been disproportionately affected by criminalization. These policies are designed to appeal not only to Black voters, but also to progressives who may be hesitant to support her candidacy. The question is, will these moves be enough to rally the base and turn out voters in critical states like Pennsylvania and Michigan? Meanwhile, Trump is laser-focused on the economy, his bread-and-butter issue. In fact, both Harris and Trump are zeroing in on Pennsylvania, a state that could very well decide the 2024 election. Trump's strategy revolves around tariffs and tax cuts, which he believes will appeal to the working-class voters who helped him win in 2016. What's fascinating here is how both candidates are betting on the economy being the key issue that will sway voters. For Trump, it's about selling the idea that he can bring back jobs, boost the manufacturing sector, and protect American industries through tariffs. He's also promising tax cuts, which could appeal to middle-class voters feeling the squeeze of inflation. But as we know, Trump's economic policies come with controversy. His tariff policies, for example, have been criticized for hurting American consumers by raising prices on everyday goods. And while Trump is touting these policies as the solution, Harris is presenting a counter-narrative. She's arguing that Trump's plans don't do enough for minority communities or small businesses. The battle over who has the better economic vision will likely be a key factor in determining the winner in states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Beyond policy, voter outreach is where Harris is really focusing her energy. Over the next week, she's set to visit key battleground states like Michigan and Pennsylvania, where she'll be participating in events aimed at mobilizing Black voters. Tomorrow, she's scheduled to appear on a radio town hall with Charlemagne the God, who reaches millions of Black listeners. This kind of direct outreach is critical because, as polls have shown, there has been some erosion in support among black voters compared to previous elections. Her team is worried that if they don't lock in these voters, some may choose to sit out the election or, worse, vote for Trump. That's why you're seeing a full court press to shore up support, particularly in areas that were pivotal in past elections. Harris knows that to win, she needs to energize voters who may feel disengaged or overlooked, and that's not an easy task with the current political climate. But it's not just black voters that Harris is working to win over. Latino voters are becoming an increasingly crucial demographic in this election. A New York Times/Siena poll shows Harris leading Trump among Latino voters by a healthy margin. But here's the catch. She's underperforming compared to previous Democratic candidates. This could be dangerous for Harris because, as we know, elections can be won or lost in the margins. What's driving this shift? Many Latino voters are more concerned with issues like the economy, inflation, and housing costs than immigration, contrary to the common narrative. Harris is trying to adapt by talking about these bread-and-butter issues that affect everyone, but Trump is also making inroads with Latino voters, particularly through his messaging about jobs and the economy. Harris will need to step up her efforts if she wants to solidify this crucial voting bloc. Let's talk about Pennsylvania, a state that both campaigns view as the linchpin to winning the election. In 2016, Trump won Pennsylvania by a slim margin, and in 2020, Biden barely flipped it back to blue. Now it's up for grabs once again. Both Harris and Trump are campaigning hard here because they know that whichever way Pennsylvania swings, so goes the election. The economy will be the key issue, but other factors like healthcare, education, and gun rights are also playing a role. Pennsylvania voters are known for being unpredictable, and the polls show that the race here is incredibly tight. It's no wonder both candidates are spending so much time and energy trying to win over voters in this crucial battleground. So there you have it. Both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are locked in what could be one of the closest and most contentious races we've seen in years. With so much at stake, every move matters, and both candidates are pulling out all the stops to win over undecided voters. What do you think? Will Harris's bold economic plans and voter outreach efforts be enough to clinch the victory? Or will Trump's focus on the economy and base-driven strategy carry him back to the White House? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on this evolving race. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.